Check out this video from the House of Machismo podcast. It's House of Machismo.
Tell me, did you ever have any kind of doubts as far as like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this? I don't know.
Yeah, well, you mean in terms of the job or the training itself?
Well, the job itself, as you were going through the training, because the training, obviously is going to show you a little bit of what it's going to take. And you have to measure up in a certain sense.
To answer that question, I would say absolutely yes. Yes, there was many times where I thought, am I going to be able to do this? Just some quick funny facts. Before I started the job, I didn't like blood. I was afraid of heights, which I still kind of am afraid of heights. And those are the two big things. And so when we're going, we're training for, they're like, when you come across somebody that's bleeding to death, and I'm like, oh man, I hope I can, when the time comes, am I going to be able to act? And like I said, like I was referencing, or I'll reference what I said just a minute ago. When you have a job, I think it's different because, since then I've had really bad traumas. And when I show up to, on the scene, I just fall back to my training. It's not the same. Like another thing is like I get car sick easily, right? But I also ride the ambulance. But when I'm doing my job and I'm, back there with someone, I don't get car sick. It's really usually on the way back. If I'm not driving on the way back to the house, that's when I start feeling car sick. So
I think it is like it's psychological mixed with a little bit of adrenaline,
absolutely.
And all that.
All of the above. Yeah, adrenaline is definitely huge. And I mean, you get sharp when you get the adrenaline rushing, when you have a job to do. But yeah, it's totally psychological, 100%. And so that was something that was kind of a surprise. I didn't really think about that, and it was a pleasant surprise because when you get that adrenaline rushing, your pupils dilate, my sinuses open up, I can breathe, I can see better, and for those 30 minutes or however long it is, I'm on top of my game. And it's
kind of interesting how that, because I've been in situations where it's like, you don't have time to panic. It's like you either need, what's that expression? You either put up or shut up in a way.
It's fight or flight. I mean, it's really what it is.
And then in some cases, you don't have a choice to flight. So.
Right. Well, and when it's your job, I
exactly.
can't just run away. I like my job and I want to stay there. So, but yeah, it's the best way I can describe it. And, people talk about, I guess some people think like I run into burning buildings every day and save people. And sometimes that's the case, but not usually. But, I would say the feeling of possibly getting something, and I'm sure police officers have the same sort of thing, or, nurses when they get a bad trauma coming in. The best way I can describe it is, when you're on a roller coaster and you get to the top and you're real nervous, but as soon as you get over that hump and you start falling, that incredible adrenaline rush of like, whoa, I think for a really big fire or like a bad trauma when somebody's life is on the line, that's what it feels like. Because I've been doing it long enough to where I pretty much know what I'm doing. And so it's just a matter of getting in there. And it's just an incredible rush, especially the fires, when the tones go off and, we get a fire reported and it's just like this incredible adrenaline rush. And the only time I've ever felt that is like being on a roller coaster or, I used to ride motorcycles a lot. Sometimes it would feel like that.